Hi, I'm Avery,
And I'm Lily.
and welcome to the From the Closet Christmas special.
And today we'll be going for Infinity Train Christmas Edition.
No, that's not right.
Are you sure?
I am pretty sure we're not covering Infinity Train yet.
Dang. The similarities were so close.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say that this movie might have inspired Infinity Train,
Nah.
maybe.
The Polar Express, guys. We're covering the Polar Express.
Yeah, we're covering the Polar Express, which, oddly enough, is the first movie that I ever saw in theaters. Not the first movie I ever saw as it was releasing, because I watched Finding Nemo at a drive-in, but the first one I saw in a theater.
Hmm. So, this is the first time I've seen the movie, and I'll be honest, I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. So, you would understand my surprise when, after I watched it, I look at the reviews, and they're all basically like 50%, 6 out of 10, like not very good.
Yeah, like, honestly, this movie, uh, okay, I remember liking this movie a lot as a little kid when I saw it, but watching it now, I couldn't help but think, I hate this. I hate this other thing too. Why are we doing this whole section? Like, it's a bit weird. The animation is fine. Regarding the music, I was actually getting very annoyed by the music. Not the not the outright musical numbers where
I
there
mean,
were
like
like
the
three.
soundtracks, right?
Yeah, like I mean the score. The
Hmm.
score really annoyed me because they used the same theme literally almost every 5 minutes.
Really, I didn't actually pay attention to the score. I really do.
Yeah, yeah, like it was something I noticed and it annoyed the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Regarding the musical numbers, I mean, Hot Chocolate was the only good one, and I say that as someone who doesn't even drink chocolate.
Doesn't
But it
even
is kind
like
of weird.
chocolate.
Yeah. Um, Although kind of weird that their one rule is that you should never ever let it cool. Drink that bitch scalding hot, burn your tongue, destroy your esophagus. Just
Okay,
drink it while it's still boiling.
okay, let's be honest. This train is literally traveling to the North Pole. Where the hell did those guys come? You never see the people dancing and delivering the hot chocolate ever again. I would not be
Well, here,
surprised if, the magical hot chocolate won't actually burn your mouth.
but see, this train is also really fucking weird because there were parts in the movie where I'm like, do trains even go uphill and downhill?
Yeah, this is why I say Infinity Train, because what the hell? What the hell is this train? Why is this train? Like,
Yeah, like so many moments this train is going, and I'm like, this isn't a train. This is a fucking roller coaster.
but a fun one at that, because you get to go see, Santa McDark voice. Like,
I don't know
that's a
because like
deep
I
voice.
I don't know if I'd call this a fun train. I'd call this a train where everyone fucking died when they were going over the ice because those train cars were submerged in water, literally submerged.
So let's go through some of the memorable cast. And by memorable cast, I mean I want to rant about the most annoying character here.
Ah, yes, the know-it-all kid whose name I don't remember or care about.
Exactly. Oh my god. That is like that kid will
He,
be growing up to the Discord mod meme. Like the
I don't know. Like
actually.
yeah, God, that kid was probably one of the most annoying characters that I have ever seen in a movie.
Just, yeah, flat out ever.
Yeah, like he was really, really irritating to me. Um,
Like, I know they're trying to go for annoying character, like, knowing, annoying, know-it-all character, and they nailed it.
I mean, yeah, like even his voice irritated me.
His existence irritated. When I saw him on screen, that irritated me enough. His existence is what drives serial killers over the edge.
Hey, Lily, do you know what kind of podcast this is?
God. What, Avery? What podcast is this?
Like, God, I hate him. I don't remember the little girl's name. To tell you the truth, I don't even remember the main character's name. The only name I remember is Billy.
Hmm.
Well, for some reason I also remember Sarah, who's the main character's sister.
Okay, so let's just get to summarizing. So, it is the
Okay.
classic tale of a boy who doesn't believe in Christmas, and he gets.
He doesn't believe in Santa Claus anymore, so in the middle of the night he goes into a stranger's vehicle and his life is changed forever. Okay, admittedly I stole that joke from Ryan George, but come on, Ryan George is funny. Okay, so he goes out, finds this train that's well, actually before that, we get a little bit of exposure because like he's the I want to believe but I don't, and like he's told his sister a bunch of stuff about how it can't possibly be true, but of course she doesn't believe him. She's the one who puts out the milk and cookies and all that other stuff. Uh, there's a lot of weird shit going on, but
I find
he's
it.
lying in bed and like he's hearing his clock ticking and then time stops. Like literally time just stopped. Like his clock stopped ticking at 5 minutes till midnight. And later on in the movie when like they're at the North Pole, they'll see it's still 5 minutes till midnight.
Okay, I know the know-all kid is annoying, but he does have a point. It was 5 minutes to midnight, like 4 minutes ago.
And let me just say they sure got to the North Pole pretty fast. I was like, "Oh, maybe this kid is from like really far north in Canada somewhere." But no, he's from Michigan. Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hmm.
Like which for some reason was revealed later. But okay, so anyway, ends up getting on board this train
Which,
and
by the way,
in the pr-
sorry, I
in
actually you can go for it.
yeah, just let me get
Fine.
this thought out of my head first. In the process to get out there to see the train, he rips his jacket pocket open, and it looks like a bunch of marbles are spilling out. Um, and there's particular dialogue that happens between him and the conductor when he gets on the train that literally repeats when they go to pick up Billy.
Hmm.
Like it's the exact same dialogue, and I'm like, what the hell?
What, a
Anyway,
bunch of trains picking up non-believers? Actually, I would believe it. So just this is advice for just everyone here. If there's a train coming outside your house from the middle of nowhere, promising that you'll be seeing Santa Claus, don't go in it. Don't
yeah.
don't go in it.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a weird moment too when our protagonist got like into the train car and like it was just filled with kids and I'm like As an adult, this makes me a little uncomfortable.
And okay, the thing about it is, this movie is old. This this is before it became weird. This is probably all normal.
No, it's not.
Is it?
This movie is 2004.
I mean,
It's not that old. I even in 2004, it'd be a bit weird. But we're excusing it. Like we excused it because it's a children's movie, really.
I thought I excused it because of Spirit of the Holidays, oh jolly ja, ha ha ha.
Yeah, children's holiday movie, blah 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 blah. Um,
We're
so
doing human trafficking.
oh god,
This movie could have gone in a very different way.
it really could have. I gotta say, though, the animation is really good. There were times where like there'd be a shot where like the conductor would be standing there talking, and he looked pretty photorealistic. I would say.
Actually, I would like at the beginning. I was like, this animation is a bit questionable. Of course, for 2004, my bit questionable is absolutely amazing. Like in 2004 standards.
There are certainly some moments where the animation is very questionable.
But I mean, I do look at. There was some points where I was like, "This is this live action or animated?" I forgot.
Yeah, it's like there were times where I forgot whether it was live action or animated as well. And I think that's kind of a hallmark of good animation. We'll eventually get to covering Toy Story 4, and that movie has a literally photorealistic cat. You can't tell that that cat is animated
Which is
at
funny
all.
because very different from its humble beginnings.
Yeah, very different. Oh god, the first Toy Story, the faces in that were nightmare fuel.
I mean, Sid himself was just nightmare fuel, but
Anyway, back to the Polar Express though. Um, for some reason, the kids just they magically have tickets in their pockets. Um, and the conductor walks around and punches like two holes in everybody's ticket. Um,
well, he
and
punched in a lot more holes than two.
I meant
Like he,
punches two holes like to make up
yeah,
letters, but yeah, you get what I mean. He punches two letters into everybody's tickets, and this is like shit. I skipped part of the plot. Okay, I'm just gonna go back now and talk about the part of the plot that I skipped. So after we pick up our protagonist, we go to this other kid's house. We pick up this other kid, Billy, who
actually no,
it seems
his, I feel like they, did the ticket thing and then picked the other person up.
no, I don't think so.
Because
Maybe
because I
I'm
always
not
found that
sure.
like so weird. Because I remember looking at the other kids like, what about his ticket?
Okay.
I don't feel like that was ever addressed.
But anyway, after this kid gets on, he's like, um, after this, well, no, before this kid is trying to get on, and he's not fast enough to make it. So our protagonist pulls the emergency brake, and he's able to get on. The conductor scolds him and stuff, but yeah, essentially, after being scolded and everyone taking their seats, we get this like hot chocolate musical number because this movie is a musical sometimes for reasons. Um, it's not really a musical. There's three musical numbers in the entire movie, and I can't remember one of them.
Except, the hot chocolate one. Which, by the way,
The other one I remember is the one later, where it was the little girl and Billy
oh yeah.
singing.
Anyway, no one cares about that. Hot chocolate scene. Um, I honestly forgot, and this is one of the points where I forgot it was animated. I'm just like, wow, these people are so talented.
Yeah, so we get this hot chocolate scene. The little girl, she, hides a cup underneath her seat to take to Billy later. And Billy is like probably the most interesting character in this movie.
She's letting
And
it get cold. She's breaking the one rule.
oh my. But okay, Billy is probably the most interesting character in this movie, and that's not saying much because they're all about as interesting as a chalkboard. Um,
Avery, that's insulting chalkboards. See, you can write on a chalkboard.
Billy's whole thing is that he's poor, so he doesn't get presents at Christmas.
Hmm.
That's pretty much it. That's his entire character.
Yeah, honestly, if you blink, you miss it. Yeah, this entire.
Well, okay, it may not be that he's poor. It could just be that his parents suck.
Either way, well, the characters, the young character, the kids in this movie are so bland. I actually do not have a comparison. Unsalted saltines taste more flavorful than these characters.
Damn, that's that's pretty bad. But yeah. Um. So after this hot chocolate, well, while the little girl is taking this cup to Billy, our protagonist character, whose name I don't remember, and I probably never will because it doesn't matter, finds the little girl's ticket just sitting on the seat, which she knew was there, by the way. We later find that out. She knew the ticket was there on the seat. So she didn't accidentally leave it. But our protagonist decides to pick it up and take it to her because it was never punched and whatever. And the ticket flies out of his hand. Like he sees this ticket and he's like, "Oh, I've got to get this ticket to her." So he goes to get it to her and it flies out of his hand and there's a whole sequence where he tries to chase it down. But he fails and then he finds the ticket again and he's got to get the ticket to her.
One of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
So that whole hobo ghost dude was a bit weird, kind of strange. Um, and then we sort of kind of get to this point where, okay, actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the train car of misfit toys or the train sliding on the ice happened first.
Um, no, I think the train sliding on the ice was first, and then because you had the whole scene of they're still on the front of the train, and then when they go
Yeah,
back to the train, that's when the misfit toys happened.
yeah, it's like it feels like that whole train car scene. It felt like a really bad ripoff of the Island of Misfit Toys. And I can't even remember what story that's from, but I just remember the Island of Misfit Toys being a thing. And the whole thing with the train cars like sliding on the ice, I already mentioned it earlier. When the ice breaks and like there's water underneath, first of all, what did they build the tracks on? Because the tracks were frozen over. So how was there that much water if the tracks were there? What was the tracks laid on?
If
Secondly, those train cars are fully submerged by the time a lot of the train cars are fully submerged by the time they get to the other side of the tracks. So what the heck? How
this is a
like
train, sorry, I don't think that actually picked up. This is a magical train that's probably waterproof as well.
probably who knows?
Like,
Because this movie does not make sense.
okay, I'm always at the argument where it's not a plot hole just because you don't understand the magic behind the world. I'm not
Oh
saying it's
no,
a
I'm not
plot
saying.
hole. I'm just saying, what the motherfucking hell is this? I'm not. It's
Oh
a.
no, I am absolutely not saying that this is a plot hole. I am saying that this train is fucking weird, and nothing about this train makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well, I'm trying not to say that this is a plot hole or anything. This is a plot hole. I'm just trying to say, in God's name, what in the world is happening in this movie? What I feel like the storyboard took a line of coke while doing a lot of these scenes.
Probably. And pretty much the next thing, I'm not sure what happens.
We know
At
you
some
don't
point,
believe
we
in Christmas. Admit it.
at some point during this whole train ride to the North Pole, little girl and Billy sing a song. It wasn't that impactful. Anyway, we get to the North Pole. Billy doesn't get out of the train, so protagonist and little girl, go on to try to convince him to get off the train. But while they're getting on, protagonist accidentally disconnects the train car that they're getting onto from the rest of the train. So it just starts kind of rolling and, going places. Eventually they stop and, they start trying to work their way back.
Hmm.
And can I just say, there's this really irritating part for me where they are trying to balance themselves on a tiny, little narrow thing. If you have the ability to crawl on all fours, you do it, especially if you are hanging over a giant chasm or whatever. Like if there is a long fall and you can crawl on all fours, do it because then you can catch yourself with your legs or your arms.
Later, these kids were scouted by the FBI and recruited for their unusual ability to balance. Or circus. The circus works as well.
Yeah, so they find the elves and they learn about these pneumatic tubes. And they use the pneumatic tubes to essentially get to Santa's giant sack and get
I
transported to
am
the
such a
square.
child. Make me laugh. Such a fucking kid.
Oh, yeah, you probably laughed at some of the unfunny humor in this movie, too.
No,
Like,
just the sex jokes.
because there's some unfunny shit in this movie. And I'm going to talk about
Honestly,
that right now.
not a
There's
lot
like
of.
that one scene where they're deflating something, and it's clearly meant to sound like farts, and it's just not funny.
Honestly, I feel like
Um,
Okay, just to get on time, I did kind of try to rush through some of the more uninteresting parts. Sadly, that's kind of most of the movie.
yeah, and another thing too, like when we see this whole gift thing, where the gifts are working their way towards Santa's sack. There's like this massive part of it that very much gave me the vibe of those things that they put in like stores
Hmm.
to draw kids towards getting their parents to donate money to some form of charity.
Hmm.
Those giant like super slidey things that eventually you would have the coin rolling
Oh
around,
yeah.
and eventually going down a really small hole.
Actually, I remember at a museum like in my local area, there was one where you can put a coin, and it basically it's positioned in such a way where it's basically gravity, like how planets move. It's a science
Mm,
museum, so
yeah. Um, so eventually they're found in the bag, and previously they had been told that the first gift of Christmas would be given to one of the kids who got on the train.
oh, speaking of,
It, eh,
and I know this is a bit weird to say, but by the end of the movie, I'm pretty sure they forgot about the other kids because I don't remember them actually being there.
Yeah, they definitely did forget about the other kids. They only seemed to exist when
The
they were on the train.
Once they were off the train, no one, not even the animators, cared about them.
Yeah, because they definitely were not in the square with everybody else when Santa showed up.
Now, I want to know how in the world did the animators forget those kids, but couldn't also forget about the annoying brat with them?
No, I think the annoying brat was deliberate. They wanted him in that movie
I
for some reason.
That's the thing though. You could have
But
done
it's
us.
not just the animate like you're blaming the animators, but it's not just them. It's the storyboard artists
Oh,
too and the
you're
writers and
right. You're
all that
right.
stuff.
The
Yeah,
writers, the
like
storyboard artists, everyone in the process, well, probably except them, people who make the music, they're innocent. But
and
every other
and
person in this process,
the voice actors, they're probably innocent too.
but they're probably not. Who knows? Maybe the other kids, voices. Maybe they just quit because they hated the movie so much.
But yeah, anyway, so they had previously been told that one of them was gonna get, the first gift of Christmas. Was anyone really surprised when it was the protagonist?
I was because he was a
Like,
huge douchebag. Okay,
like,
not he's not really a bad person, but he's just so uninteresting. I swear.
yeah, he's bland.
Like,
And honestly, I feel like Billy should have gotten the first gift of Christmas because his whole thing was like he never got any presents. Like Billy should have been the one to get the first gift, but
I
whatever.
mean, I guess his
So
thing was, you know, his gift was, um, the friendships he's made.
yeah, sure.
What is the children's movie? What do you want from me?
Speaking of this being a children's movie, when Santa asks this kid what it is he wants for Christmas, you're really going to tell me that this kid says one of the bells from his sleigh? Is that really what you're going to tell me? Because I don't know a kid alive who wouldn't say something like an iPad or an Xbox.
Okay, I probably wouldn't be saying like an iPad or an Xbox, but for whatever reason, I feel like he said something like the spirit of Christmas.
Sure.
Because that's actually what Santa's like. Here you go, here's this bell. But remember, the spirit of Christmas is actually inside you. So that wish was terrible.
I don't know. It's just kind of dumb. And like the whole thing with the bell is like, you can only hear it if you believe in Santa.
Okay, look, I know the entire thing is, I believe. But the thing about it is, it's extremely hard not to believe when you're right there in front of Santa.
I don't know. Have you seen anti vaxxers
Okay,
and anti maskers?
I point proven.
Yeah, there are plenty of people in this world who will not believe something even when they are presented with irrefutable evidence.
Sorry. I guess I should be saying it'd be a smart to think that if I see Santa Claus appearing at my door, he's probably real. In fact, if Santa has that voice, I'll probably be like,
No, it's probably a guy. No, if Santa Claus appears at my fucking door, I am 100% certain that it's some guy in a costume.
okay, what if it's that voice? Like, okay, I've always heard Santa's like, he has a near holly jolly voice. That's the voice of Santa I want. Like just a deep chocolate voice. Like, dang, now that's
So
the
yeah,
voice of Santa.
um, so we go home after this. Of course, the kid puts the bell in his pocket that has the hole in it.
Which, I mean, hooray
Um,
for plot consistency, but
yeah, he puts the bell in the pocket that has the hole in it, so when he gets back on the train, it's gone. So uh, he goes home, wakes up the next morning, and
oh, the bell is there, and oh my god, the parents gonna hear it, but Molly or Sarah
no,
did.
hold on. I got to talk about something else because this by far is the stupidest thing to me. He gets up because his sister wakes him up and is like, "Oh, Santa's been here. Santa's been here." He grabs his jacket and rips the same hole in it and spills out the same marbles. I'm sorry. If that hole, okay, what this tells me is that this was entirely a dream. But then we get the bell, so it's not a dream. So it was both a dream and not a dream at the same time, is what you're telling me. They even hinted at it being a dream much earlier in the movie.
Okay, so here's what I'm getting from this. And there's two possibilities. So this is a share conscious dream, and time obviously stops. They go see Santa Claus in their share consciousness, or, and this would be even funnier and terrible, um, all those characters from the train, they don't exist.
None.
Do you know why? All of the kids from the train weren't there when Meet Santa Claus. They never existed because none of just no one from that experience actually existed.
Yeah. And it's like, that's one of the things that I was thinking. Was like, was all of this just bullshit? Like, did any of those characters actually exist? Did
I think the
the little girl's quote unquote character arc of learning to be a leader actually matter? Did
this little Billy, learning to get friends and opening up to people, did that.
yeah, did that actually matter? Was he even real? That these questions just kind of go completely unanswered. Um,
And
and
the fact that we don't actually
okay,
get
debate.
anything else within. So after the ending of the movie, you even hear like even my sister stopped hearing the bell, but I always believed. Which
Yeah, it's like to me, it seems like if you had this experience and you have this bell, wouldn't you be trying to find wouldn't you find the other two really important kids that were with you on this whole journey? And I say other two because we all know everyone would just exclude the fucking know-it-all asshole,
now I'd find him in
punch him in the face. Like honestly, I kind of wanted the protagonist to punch him in the face.
I'd do much more than punch. Um, it's like you believe in Santa, want to meet him. Yeah, it works better with the Jesus.
Yeah, that definitely works better with Jesus. But yeah, I liked this movie as a kid. Coming back to it now, I don't think I like it.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even know what it is. We're gonna have to rate it, but at this point, I
Yeah.
don't even because my
Um.
rating is like all over the map. At some points, you know what? It was enjoyable. I liked it. At other points, it's a 3 out of 10. Like I don't actually think I can rate this movie.
Well, you're gonna have to in a bit here. But before we do that, I do want to say, regarding the whole thing with it, whether it being a dream or not a dream, and whether those characters actually exist or not, the fact that our protagonist, who is old, at the end of this movie, we never see his older self, but we hear his voice. The fact that he doesn't mention the other kids leads me to believe that they don't exist.
God, this just got creepy. So,
Yeah. So this was entirely a dream, but also not a dream at the same time because Santa really existed for somehow and delivered this bell to him, but none of the other kids existed. None of the other events happened. God,
wait,
it's
before
too
we ended this, Polar Express, the kids don't exist theory.
Oh, you actually looking this up?
No, I have to. And the Polar Express apparently has many conspiracy theories about it.
I am not surprised.
Let's not
I
creepy
kind
in
of
an unpleasant way,
what?
but the sneaky, teasing way that lets us know eerie things could happen. Apparently, that's what critics said about the movie.
Okay.
Tom, God, I hate articles. Just tell me what I want to know.
Yeah, like I frequently see articles that are just like, "Oh, the insert movie here, release date, cast and more." And it's like a full-length thing that, says, a bunch of stuff I don't care about. And then we get to the end and they're like, "We don't know the release date, we don't know the cast."
Polar Express theory, the hobo and conductor. Who are they?
Oh my god.
I don't.
There's certainly probably some sort of rabbit hole you can go down with
Wait.
uh
It was
with
all a dream. There we go. Yep, here it is. Isaac Carlson, made that video. God, this is so
see,
creepy.
yeah, see, like I haven't even looked into like conspiracy theories behind the Polar Express, and I'm picking up on this weird shit that doesn't make any sense. To me, it seems like it was all a dream and the other kids didn't exist, but it also wasn't entirely a dream and was somehow a real Santa Claus projecting a dream into this child, which does not make sense either and is honestly far creepier anyway. So yeah,
I so if you didn't get nightmares from this newfound realization, congrats. You're not me.
yeah. So this this movie's not great, in my opinion. I think we should get ahead to rating
I
it.
think this will be my first low score of the podcast. It was not great, but I can't give it a terrible score. 4 out of 10.
I am giving this movie a 3.3 out of 10.
You always were the more sly critic.
I mean, okay, I already decided on that score before we did the podcast because, like, usually I'm the one that decides on my score before we start, and you often just pick your score while we're going through it.
Sometimes I actually have. I think one time I actually did pick the score before. Though even then, I opened myself for it could change after I learn more stuff about the movie.
Yeah, and like, okay, um, also there were some times where like I would rate a movie higher than you did.
Mm.
Scott Pilgrim was like that, and
And back to the.
Iron Man.
Oh no, it was Iron
Iron Man
Man.
was
It
like
was
that.
Iron Man. That's what I remember.
Yeah, which Iron Man should have been last week. I think.
Oh, and just as a notice, we're finally getting ahead on recording. No more
Yeah,
last
we are
minute recording for us.
yeah, or we're trying to make it no more last minute recording. Like this is our Christmas special. It's going to come out on the Monday that has Christmas Day in the week. Um, but we are recording this on the night of the Game Awards. So,
And we recorded Iron Man 2 days earlier.
yeah, we recorded Iron Man 2 days ago.
I,
And a week from now, we're going to be recording Camp Camp, which will come out a week from now.
we are getting set. I think after last week's just recording it at the very last minute, at least for me, I'm just like, okay, we need to just start.
We
Yeah,
really need to buckle down and start getting it done because we have had some terrible close calls. Um,
and particularly, I do not
I'm
want
trying
that close call. Um,
particularly like Detective Pikachu and Back to the Future almost not Back to the Future, Back to the Future Part 2. Those two almost did not release on time.
but thank God it did.
Yeah. So we need to be more strict about it. And when I say that Camp Camp will be releasing a week from now, I mean a week from when this episode is released.
Oh yeah,
Not a
we
week
did
from the
just release when we're recording it.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll become on the 26th of December.
Is that the Monday?
Oh shit, that's Sunday. Sorry, 27th.
Yeah. I was pretty sure that the 26th was on a Monday, on a Sunday, because that's when I'm going to be going to see Spider-Man.
Uh, yeah, I was just being dumb and I forgot when the calendar started.
You dingoes. But anyway,
Before we
hopefully you'll.
go, what is the next movie coming out in so long? Isn't that Oh, it was the Hunger Games. That was our
Yeah,
next wheel movie.
yeah, that's our next wheel movie, and I think it might actually be coming out our before our free movie of the month for January. Because if I look at the calendar real quick,
It
let
should
me
be
actually go
after.
look.
Actually, well, maybe. Is that I mean, it only gives us 2 days to do
Yeah, I think we'll release the Hunger Games first and do our
okay.
free movie of the month for January on the 10th, which we don't know for sure what it'll be
It's
yet.
probably gonna be Back to the Future Part 3.
Yeah, probably.
So, if it's not, we said that it could be, it could not be, don't count us as liars.
Yeah, we only said it was possible. So we hope you'll look forward to next year's Christmas special because we're going to be doing a Christmas special every single year, but we're not really going to do this for other holidays because, quite frankly, there just aren't enough movies to do it for other holidays. We could do horror movies for Halloween, but I'm probably going to rate like literally almost every single horror movie terribly because they don't do anything for me.
Yeah, never really liked horror to begin with, honestly.
Yeah. So, and we are going to cover The Nightmare Before Christmas at some point, but I consider that a Halloween movie. So, it's not going to be a Christmas special. It'll be another random episode. Um Next year we will probably be doing Elf. I also saw an ad for a Christmas movie earlier today that I really want us to cover at some point called
Also,
8-Bit Christmas.
huh, also I kind of want to convince Avery if do the regular show special Christmas
Oh my god.
because that was probably one of the best Christmas specials because it's not clichéic and has guns.
But yeah, there's a number of Christmas movies that I think we could cover, at least for a few years, and then maybe we could find some other stuff.
There's probably always gonna be Christmas specials. Don't forget
Um,
about Home Alone.
oh God, yeah, that's like an entire franchise. Um, but anyway, I think unless you have more to say about the Polar Express, we can call it a close here.
Oh, we also forgot to mention that in the description you'll be able to find where to buy it, and it's also on HBO Max.
Oh, yeah, that. And I completely forgot to mention that there would be spoilers at the beginning. I tend to do that a lot in these podcasts where I forget to mention spoilers. But honestly, do you really care? It's the Polar Express. The story
Also, do
sucks.
you really? Okay, I'm just sorry. We've been doing this for how many episodes? If they don't know there's gonna be spoilers, that's their own fault.
I think this is going to be episode 12, if I'm remembering correctly.
Like, this has been the 12th episode, and we're basically reviewing a movie. All, like, reviews that, go through the entire movie. So, shock,
Okay, to be
surprise.
fair, there are gonna be some people who come to one of the episodes of our podcast despite never having seen listened to another episode because that's just how movie interests work. Um, but yeah.
Okay,
So
you
unless
are
you have,
right, but that's not for Polar Express.
you don't know. I like. I would like to agree with you, but really, you never know. But anyway,
Anyway, yeah,
do
let's wrap this up.
all right. I've been Avery. That's been Lily, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.